Right, but he is representing the Staff Parish Relations Committee, right?
What a crowd! This is great. I've got two things that I want to say about Tony. And the first one, he'll correct me at some future date if I've got this a little off. But I first met Tony when he checked in with the district supervisor and the SPRC here at the church. And I was on the SPRC at the time. And so we interviewed him, talked to him, and so forth on the committee, and then said, why don't you just go step outside for a minute? And so I can't remember, it wasn't Blake, our current district supervisor, but it was another one.
Dave.
Okay, that we have here. And so Tony is reporter. Got outside and I said, well, what are they going to do now? He says, they're voting on you. Vote? And we of course did vote, and he got it up. And it wasn't even close, as a matter of fact. So that was my first remembrance of Tony. The next thing I want to talk about a little bit is the fact that he has been a pastor and had an effect on me. And I've never been a great student of the Bible. And but the first time I was asked to be a liturgist, I asked Tony, I said, well, where do I get the invitational prayer? And he said, well, that's up to you. And, oh, okay, that was my first issue is with that. And so I said, how am I going to do this? Well, I got some from online a couple of times, and then finally I said, okay, I've got to try and do something that matches up with what his sermon is going to be. So all I had, unless I went and talked to him about it, was the name of the sermon and what the scriptures were. And so I would read the scriptures, and the first thing I learned from Tony was that you don't just read what's in the program. You got to go before and after. And one of the things that I appreciated most is that when it's necessary, Tony always gives us a little historical, puts us back in the year 2000, and then says, okay, remember what was going on in Israel at the time, and the Romans having taken over and so forth. And so that I always appreciated, because as I say, I don't know that history. But so I would put together an invitational prayer that matched up with what I thought his sermon was going to be about. Invariably, I missed part of it. And no, I think we all probably would have if you had read the scriptures and said, okay, what's he going to talk about? Well, sometimes it's pretty obvious, other times not. I have found that the best person for this is Nancy, who's not here today, because if you listen to the children's, you can leave, you can go back. Because he covers it pretty well. But I will always remember Tony with the way that he put the scriptures and the sermons together, and that I appreciate. There are a lot of other people that want to talk up here. I'm glad that I was first.
You were second, but who's counting?
All right, you guys didn't tell me that.